Hello ladies and gentlemen, sorry about this, we're a bit late. 9 minutes 40 left in qualifying, or 48, 47, get it? It's tier 1, and sorry you didn't have tier 3, but for those who were watching, Band, Gus and Kuno were competing in the 24 hours at Daytona in iRacing, so they were quite tired, understandably, and decided to miss out on tier 3 action, but myself and Psycho are here for tier 1 here in USA. And yeah, hello, how are you, big man? Pretty good, pretty good. I just see the title at the moment, that doesn't need changing.
Yeah, as Seb said, sorry guys, we were a little ill-prepared due to most of our broadcast crew doing the Daytona 24-hour, and they passed out at the moment.
Yeah, they were literally passed out. Those just joining, it is round 19. 8 minutes 47 left in the session. Feedback currently in the pits. Fastest time on board of 31.2 is Matt Dabry. On what you're on board with right now heads through the S section. First real lap of the session that we get to see, first lap of the evening that we get to see in USA. Those just joining, we did get to miss out on tier 3 as Psycho just said before. Matt Dabry now heads into the second sector, onto it, and at the furthest part of the track away from the start finish line. Turn 11 hairpin. It's ponding to the left there, and Matt Dabry had a chance to use that slipstream, but a bit too late now. Ponding slowing up, and Dabry now heading into the turn 12 hairpin after this long DRS straight, longest straight on the track, and heading into the final sector of turn 13. All the way to turn 20, this tight, tough technical section. Really struggle to get that power down and lock those brakes on the inside. This is the apex of 15, and now he got the triple ride of 16, 17 and 18, Psycho.
He is definitely a very tight lap so far. He should definitely improve on that one previously. I'd say that was just his run, as I say that.
Just about 4 wheels off the track is Jackson behind him as well, and Big Al. Sorry, Big Al I believe is about to start a lap as Jackson has invalidated his.
I'm on board with Big Al.
So you get to get a time on the board, Psycho, as well.
Yeah, I think he's had a couple of runs, but I saw one before streaming live where he validated through the S's, so we'll see if he manages to.
Whoa.
Maybe we should stop looking at this, guys.
Maybe we should. It really isn't. Pacey now, I believe he's starting his lap. Past champion, 2 times, season 1 and 2. As we were talking, Potsy jumps Fever by 800ths of a second. P1 championship leader, strong grasp on that lead as well. A 39-point lead over the defending champion Mikau, who is in P11. And for those who don't know, we will be having a wet start to this race. Apparently, Inter tyres will be the starting tyre and it will dry out.
That is going to be an interesting strategy, because a lot of these guys would have done like practices and train around here. I know I say that it did rain in tier 3 just before.
Well, I certainly don't do a lot of work prac myself, so I can agree with that. And yeah, Keen, we are about, sorry, but an hour and 45 minutes late, and yeah, we're trying to get that sorted out, Bunnings. But as I was saying, the reason why we're an hour 45 late is because Ann, Kunai and Gus have been doing the iRacing, and they are 3 of our main streamers. Is Pacey drops the car. Lucky's kept the wheels on the car there, not detached.
He needs to move. He's going to get a DSQ. He's got to move. Oh, good job.
Yeah. Nice job indeed. Yes. So heads up, Psycho, your mic is sad too quiet.
I'll move it a little closer to my mouth. See if that improves the quality, because it is set to the highest thing. And I'm not using. I wasn't, because I was expecting to stream. I'm not using my streaming mic.
Feber into P1, Pondon right now. He's got into P5 ahead of his teammate, and T-Mac as well, improving on his lap time into P8. So we're into that final phase of qualifying, and Mika will be kicking us off in this final phase. On the medium tyres all the tyres. We're trying to get onto it. We can't actually change the title, gents.
This title thing seems to be a serious concern for a lot of people.
I think they're expecting to come watch, Daytona.
As we said it in the chat before, Farmer Sam, this is a sick looking Daytona.
Yeah, it really is. Same country. Sorry we don't have the nicknames as well. That's what happens when we have no preparation for this.
Yes, I wasn't expecting them to do that on the names. Ride Dog you said is Potsy, and I'm assuming
Ride Dog is Fever, sorry.
Fever. Fever, sorry.
Washed is Hero.
Hero. You've
obviously got Trin, Pond and Wahid. Chadson, oh gee, that's Jackson.
Yeah, okay.
Also known as Artanis. Bluey is Bluey. Matt Dabry's right there, T-Max right there combined as well. Sandeezy's Easy, Mick Pacey, Smitty and Big L all have normal names as well. So it's really just Fever, who is Ride Dog, his name's Ryan. Washed is Hero, because he's just these championships going. Chadson's Jackson, and yeah, I think that's it. But Blue right now on a lap, I believe, unless it might just be ending his lap, but no, he spun it.
I looked at it and spun. I just
can't
looked at the camera, and he went for it. Mikhail, I'm on board with him. He's looking like he's going to try and do it up on the mediums.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to. He's got no fuel though, so have to go around again. That red light is flashing on him.
Hopefully what he doesn't. Okay.
Well, Potsy has just started his lap, and it's only fitting that we are on board with the championship leader. Heads through turn 1. Try and get some good traction as the track goes away from you, then keep it tight through turn 2 on the run down to the S section of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just carry the speed through. Qualifying hasn't been his strongest suit this season, but he's got a good one building up for him so far. P2 at the moment, but still room for improvement. Heading into sector 2 into this back straight. Big traction zone here because a lot of time on the straight and he keeps it very clean. He's going to get a tow from his teammate as well. Quite handy for Potsy. Red Bull's working together well as Mikau is now retired from the session. He can't improve on his time, Psycho. Trin pulls out the way, braking just before the 120 meter area. Potsy gets that car into the apex. Not using all the track available to him. Unwinding his...
He overshot that corner a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, because you do cut turn 12 a bit. He's now getting over the curbs on the exit of 15. Now he's only going to keep this tight through 16, 17 and 18. Tight to the right hand side, making sure he doesn't lose too much time, and I think he might be out of fuel here. Well, that's a very interesting... I think he's had to give up in his time.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Across the line, he hasn't improved 4 turns down.
Ugh, bad luck, Potsy.
Bad luck indeed. Hero also on a lap. Trin just started his. Hero someone to look out for. Hasn't done much practice this week. Only first laps were done today, Psycho, so...
He's
well and chilly washed, but that second sector time you wouldn't think so. Up a tenth and a bit on his best sector 2 time and the purple middle sector as well to go. Big Al jumps into P2.
Oh, that came out of nowhere.
400s in front of Potsy. Now Hero navigating the final 2 corners. We keep that car in a straight line. Minimise the wheel spin out the final corner as the track goes away from you. DRS open for Hero. He jumps into pole position by a 10th. Faber now just about to start his lap.
Potsy is towing Trin.
Potsy is well and truly towing Trin right now. As cars are finishing off their laps, Jackson crossed the line. He goes into P5. Trin down in his time as Smitty jumps into P8. Matt Kadabri into P6 as well. Don't forget about combined YouTuber into P7. The next driver across the line will be Trin. He's 2.5 tenths up. Through that technical section into the long triple right-hander. Trin throwing the car into turn 19. Not entirely committed though, Psycho, so a little bit of time on the board here for the Red Bull driver. He has been quick this week and he can match Potsy, and he just about has. He's a 10.5 off of his teammate. It's a decent time as he did get a helping toe there, I believe, but all eyes on Feber at the moment. Ponden yet to set a lap as well, finish off his session, and so is Sandeezy. They're ahead of him, but Feber's the man to beat right about now. Got a 10th to gain on his teammate. He can very well do it. Sandeezy has invalidated his lap time. Ponden will be the next across the line. His lap time is valid. 2 tenths up at the crossing of the Sector 2 timing line. Ponden to the line, over the DRS, gets it down, and he's just behind his teammate. Now all eyes back to Feber. Through this final sector, the long right. There's someone in front of him. I don't know who that is, but it's a Mercedes nonetheless, and he's invalidated. He has invalidated, so he had pole position, 2 tenths up in his time. But it's all for nothing because he's going to have to sit on that second row with Hero, with Big Al behind him. Big Al is a very good starter, Psycho. I have a belief here that Feber will be quite disappointed he couldn't get into the 30s.
Yeah, that's he's going to be upset about that. That's for sure. And I think it's going to give us a really good race because historically, Feber and Hero starting next to each other always ends up in a fierce fight. Those couple laps at least. And
don't forget about Potsy as well and Big Al. Trin will come into play there if he's able to hold on DRS, same as Jackson. But I believe Fortune doesn't favour the pole sitter. I think it was up until around Hungary, wasn't it?
That's racist.
Oh no, Belgium, sorry. Belgium was a race where the streak of the pole sitter not winning from pole was broken, where I believe Feber was the one who won. Sorry, Hero was, but Hero on pole, followed by his teammate. A 10th separates the two, with Feber not able to get that time in. Big Al and Potsy on that second row, with Trin right next to his teammate. Jackson and Ponden in 6 and 7. Those are Simons doing well, with Matt Kadabri in P8, combined YouTuber P9, and Smitty P10 to round out our top 10, with Wahid, Pacey, Bluey, T-Max, Sandeezy and Mikau rounding off a 16-man grid that will race here tonight in Tier 1. If you're just joining us, this is Tier 1. This is round 19 of AFR Season 7, and we have a wet race to start us off here in USA. It's supposed to dry from inter conditions, but we have Hero on pole. Feber, his teammate alongside Big Al in P3, and the championship leader in P4, with the chaser and the defending champion 39 points behind and all the way at the back of the grid in P16.
Now, I do hope that the rain does stick around for a while. It's going to make it a little more interesting. So I'm not exactly sure when the cutover is. Do you know when it's supposed to dry up? Anytime soon, or
sometime midway.
Okay.
All I was told was that it does dry up, but I actually wouldn't mind seeing one of those esports events at China, where we had the rain, and someone, Jano Opmia, made a very brave call to opt, I think it was the Inter tyres, and it's the opposite of this right now. But if we get a quick changeover in the first 3 laps, we could see a big gamble payoff potentially for what could happen for Mikau here. As the drivers get underway on their formation lap, just do a quick tyre check, everyone on the Inters, so we'll not be seeing that gamble just about yet, but it could come down the line, Psycho.
Yeah, I do think that, especially around here, because this track does heavily rely on that mechanical grip, and there's just the actual grip of the tyres on the road, especially in Sector 1 and Sector 3. If you do get the call right, it's an immense amount of time you're going to make up on everyone else.
Yeah, and speaking of mechanical grip, in the dries, we'll be seeing a lot of overheating tyres, especially on those, if we see softs come out. We know it's a slight problem in qualifying at the end of the laps when the sun's out, but there is still clouds around in this session. that may help and assist the drivers in keeping those tyre temps down, because they are quite an issue. They're not an issue in the wet per se. The inters can peak a bit at times though.
I don't know if you're looking. I don't know if you're looking at what's going on track, but some silly games being played by the civilian drivers.
Well, I'm not sure how legal this is, because you're not really supposed to be overtaking under the formation lap, so I think Theo might have been trying to get his tyres warmed up, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure how legal that is. Big Al right behind them, and Potsy as well, so I don't know, maybe if they're recording they could put up a report, but there's no rule in that, I don't think, in AFR. I mean, I don't think we've seen anything like that, because it's not expected to happen, but AI will be taking over in right about now, and we will be getting underway with 16 drivers for 28 laps of this Circuit of America's track.
It's a good track, and 28 laps is going to take us a while to get through, which should really sort out this grid, I think.
Yeah, it really should.
Thank you Ben for sorting out the title.
It's the Dragon, the big man himself. Drivers settle themselves.
Is he working from his slumber with his P3 medal from Daytona?
I would be enjoying that very much, and I'm not sure if he's racing tonight or not, but we'll see in Tier 2. But right now it's Tier 1, as we wait for an Alpine to get set on track. Drivers with nerves of steel, they stare at these 5 lights, but don't blink, because they will go out. And they are out right about now, and it is time for racing. Looks like everyone gets a pretty good start. A little bit of wheel spin there for Feber as he tries to tuck in behind his teammate Big Al right there with the two Williams as they go side by side. And a bit of wing coming off behind them. I think that is a out for Tauri of Macadabri in P10, losing his front wing. And say, oh look, oh there's a spinning McLaren as well. Pacey around at the back, and he's dropped down to P16. Mikkel up 2 places into P14. You see a couple of position changes. Matt Dubry off the track at the back as well with that broken front wing, just letting all the cars go by. An unfortunate start for him, but also clean other than those 2 incidents noted before.
Matt Dubry taking some very creative lines there through the S's.
Yeah, very creative indeed. Just getting out the way as Feber with that inside line out of turn 1, able to give him the benefit. As down the field, T-Mac having a slight look. His combined YouTube and Smitty going 2 by 1, sorry, through turn 11.
Well,
Yellow flags into 2. Oh, Wahid has lost it. Very much right about that. He's just rejoined. He's got to be careful of Matt Dudbury coming back on track, but right now they're snaking along. He's back straight into turn 12. Couple of victims so far. Matt Dudbury, Wahid spinning, Pacey getting half spun around. There could be damage to that McLaren who is in P14 right now. Mikau, the biggest gainer of the grid so far, up 5, and Matt Dudbury, as mentioned, with that broken front wing, down 7, the biggest loser. It's pretty stable in that top 6 as well. Pondon up 2 positions, Trin down 2. Red Bull looking to get back into it, but what a good start for Pondon, who he's had chances at good points, and I think this is a place where he's got some genuine pace, Psycho.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Hopefully you can do well. He's had a rough start to the season. He's sort of picked up a little bit, got some points here and there. Usually he's at the fringes, so it's really good seeing him up in that top 5.
Yeah, highest position. He has finished his P5 back in Russia. Final lap chaos. I mean, I think Batemate, Trin, and Feber saw him rise up into that position. But right now, I don't think we're going to see a lot of battling, and barring any mistakes or big pace difference. Right now, Pondon being a bit of a cork in a bottle for Jackson and Trin behind, falling off 1.1 seconds to Potsy and that top 4.
If I was in the chat with Pondon and Jackson, I'd just expect Pondon to just go defend like a lion as that Red Bull is charging.
Charging indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if Jackson and Pondon were to switch places at the moment, but Jackson doesn't look like he's got the best of his Queensland located teammate.
Ooh. Trent did not get a good exit there.
Yeah, and closest battle right now is Smitty and T-Mac. Smitty with a new wheel as well. He's just getting used to that here in USA. It's a good track to have a wheel, I'd reckon.
Yes.
But those traction zones do help out the pad drivers a little bit, you were going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say that because there's a very hungry looking AlphaTauri right behind those two.
And I can see that at the moment. It's on board Mikhail, getting close to T-Mac. T-Mac getting very close to Smitty, having a look around the outside. Is that close, and fall back in line behind the Haas driver who's dropped off 1.2 to P8, who's just combined YouTuber. Right now everything very steady, and you'd expect that at the moment, but wait till that rain eases off and that track gets a bit dry, and then those pit stops come into play and we get a bit more instance, because that's when we'll see this race come into life. Joining up the front, sorry, Hero and Feber fighting it out. They could go side by side in the S section here. This could get quite risky. Hero has better of it. Thinks steadily and backs out. Potential fight.
I've oversteer as well.
And he drives on the edge as well, Hero. Goes very much on the edge. Such a fast driver, and you have to be on that limit all the time in Tier 1. To keep up with that front pack, especially if you want to get race wins, and that is what Hero has done this season. 3 to his name, along with I think around 5 P2s, so he's been there and thereabouts. So right now Mikhail all over the back of T-Mac. We could see a move facilitate out of turn 11 into turn 12, Psycho.
Yeah, he's got his ERS flowing. Hopefully he's got enough battery. T-Mac will be doing the same thing they're trying to defend, but it looks like Mikhail might be able to get it done. Up the inside he goes. Up the inside he goes,
both very even with each other through the braking zone. Mikhail trying to hold it there, and T-Mac getting supreme traction on the outside. Mikhail will have to back out, but I don't think this is over just yet, because Mikhail will try and switch back and get a good run, and look, he's done just that. Might go for the inside, and he has a big lunge. He could hit Smitty. Oh, so deep from the AlphaTauri, and he's lost out to T-Mac now, and he could almost lose out to Sandeezy. Sandeezy isn't just there. And Mikhail will have to bide his time and go for another move on T-Mac. Getting very aggressive there.
Yeah, that was very unlike Mikhail. I
think so. Sorry, starting P16 and will do that to him. He needs to make some positions quickly, and if he can do it in the wet, that's a massive bonus, because you need to get into that DRS train of that top 4 at the moment when DRS is enabled. And yeah,
I'm liking this battle between Combined and Trin. Trin having some really poor form recently allowed Combined to catch back up with the standings. So these two are battling really close for a position in the standings as well as on track for this race.
Poor form due to no luck or just mistakes of his own. Mainly, I think, no luck, to be honest. Just being taken out in the past 4 races. But he's there in the points, and I think he'll be looking to at least get something on the board here, because he hasn't for the past 4 races.
That would be the goal for him.
That would be very much the goal, but Combine has dropped off the back now. Jackson is with his teammate once again. Ponnen not showing he's got the pace to hang with that top group, but he's showing some strong pace that he is in for some good points.
It's still, I think we're still a while off of slicks, because that track is still soaking wet, and you can see the rain still coming down very, very hard.
Yeah, I think it's actually gotten slightly harder in the past couple of laps. I'm not sure what you think about that, but T-Mac very close to Smitty, with Mikhail close behind.
Oh, Mikhail is all over the back of that Mercedes.
He's gunning for a move. He's drifting out wide, getting out of that dirty air of the Mercedes. He'll tuck back in behind. Now he could go for a move here if he gets good enough traction. No! He slides out the corner. Sandeezy has the door open to go around the outside. He'll think better of it. Try for the switchback though. Doesn't get the best traction in the world, and Mikhail will pull away. Lucky for the AlphaTauri, because that's the second time he's made a mistake trying to overtake Mercedes of T-Mac in P10.
Yeah, Sandeezy is getting a little frustrated. You can see him driving. He needs to try and get back past Mikhail. Mikhail's just trying everything he can to make up positions, but he's not having much luck.
Yeah, not a lot of luck at all. Couple of mistakes here and there. Sandeezy now picks up a 3-second time penalty early on in this race, so keep an eye on the Ferrari driver to see if he gets any more. Pacey another 3 seconds, so 2 drivers with 3 seconds, and Pacey actually has 6 to his name. Jackson still close to Ponnen as Potsy very tight to the back of that Mercedes. So we've got two battles kind of brewing here. One between Potsy and Big Al. That gap is just under 5/10. Another between, now it is Smitty and Combine and T-Mac and Mikau. Make that three. Mikau getting a good run on T-Mac. This should be the move. No mistakes here can be possibly made. That move is done before turn 12. As Mikau heads into P10 and looks ahead at the Haas. It's right in front of him, who is somewhat stuck behind the Alfa Romeo of combined YouTuber. Oh, there were flags and Feber's round.
Fever?
Feber has dropped it out of turn 15, and he's dropping positions as well. His rear tyres will be steaming hot at the moment, and Hero's been gifted into P1. And Big Al and Potsy will slot up nicely into that P2 and P3 slot. Feber now will be struggling to get those tyres back down to temp. A solid temp, because once they get up to a high temperature, they're very hard to get back down in these intermediate conditions, and he's got to be careful of Trin, but looks like he might have just got that under control already. He's had the pace and a little bit of a lunge where it looks of it at Jackson, but able to pull the car up. Mikau now working on Smitty's behind T-Mac not too long ago, and he'll be trying to get that Haas behind him as well. And we've seen his eagerness as well. Smitty's got some good pace in this first sector. It looks like he gains on combined Uber, then combined Uber just able to pull away in the other two sectors.
Uber is under braking, making up an immense amount of time.
Yeah, and we'll stay with this because it's quite close to the Aston Martin. Don't think he'll get a move done here, but he's using a lot of ERS to try and get it done. So is Jackson trying to hold his position. Oh, Feber having a lunge. This is a big lunge. Oh, the two New Zealanders going at it. One in the Williams, one in the Aston Martin, and Feber trying to get some positions back here. Going for a big lunge on Jackson. Not necessarily paying off, but it has set up a move here. He's going to go round the outside of Jackson into 15. We'll try the switchback now through to 16, 17 and 18, and he could be looking at a move as Smitty and Mikau battling. Mikau and Smitty and combined YouTuber as well. Smitty down the inside of combined, and Mikau is there as well. Mikau down the inside of combined, and they're still battling. Combined will have to back out. Mikau eager to get the move done, just as eager as Feber, who was all over the back of Jackson with that lunge. And Feber another lunge down the inside. Jackson trying to go with the switchback and get himself set up with some good track position into the S's. He can't do that. Feber with supreme traction out of turn 1 into turn 2 takes that position from the Aston Martin. Some good battling between the two. Right now, yeah, a lot going on indeed. Feber will be looking at Pondon next. I think he'll get him pretty quickly. Quite aggressive driving from the Williams driver. Look at him use that ERS through turn 10, going for the look down the inside. Pulls out, gets that move, and now has the inside line as Pondon will try and answer back with a bit of traction of his own from that Aston Martin. Side by side, neck and neck they go down this back straight, this DRS straight. Who will blink first? Looks like it's Pondon. Fever just that much more braver, more talent, just to get that move done. Pondon will sit behind that Williams and take P5 as the Williams surges ahead in P4.
Right, like it's outbreaking every time. You can see how it's not winning.
That's a sign of a talented driver when they have utmost confidence on brakes. You know they've got great car control. And he's made that pace, put it to good use, because he's got those moves done quite quickly on the two Aston Martins, and he'll be looking ahead. But he's got a lot of work to do, and he might need a safety car just to help bunch up the pack and get him back into that fight with the top three at the moment.
Hero has checked out. He's about 2 seconds down off Big Al. Potsy behind Big Al obviously still doing what he can to keep him honest.
Yeah, that's all he has to do, but right now, to be honest with you, all he has to do is keep in front of Mikko, and that's what he's doing right now. That's a 13-point advantage to Potsy if the race were to end like this. But we still have another 20-odd laps of racing. 20 and a half, I should say. And having a look at his teammate, getting quite close. Almost could line up a move here. Wouldn't be surprised if we... And they're both using ARS, so Ponden might be helping out a little, but Ponden has dropped off a lot, and we've seen throughout the season Jackson has had the superior pace on his teammate, but it could be a showing out for Ponden. He is up 2 positions, so had a very good start, very good launch off the line, and a good first sector of this race. And you see Trin is now behind Jackson, so I almost assume that Ponden might need to let Jackson go, but he's pulling his weight at the moment as the Aston Martin driver. And you don't mind that either. I like to see them race it out a bit as long as they're not tripping over each other. As Hero sets the fastest lap of the race, truly getting along with it. Could go for a lunge here, thinks better of it. Smitty's shadowing that inside to deter Mikko from having a lunge. Mikko gets some very good traction out of turn 1, but unfortunately for him, turn 3 is on overtaking zone. You just got to tuck in behind and wait for your opportunity, which will present itself probably around turn 11, turn 12 in these wet conditions. But see Smitty just that much better in the this first half of the lap. Very twisty, windy section. Requires a lot of car control and precise movement of the steering wheel. See that train falling behind Ponden as well. Could almost go down to P12 if combined YouTuber able to get 3/10 on these 5. You see, just noting Potsy is within 1 second of Al. He's just pulled out of it now, but he's back within it. And we could be seeing Potsy getting into a groove of things now with how slowly dropping off the back of Hero.
Yeah, that gap's just increasing here, so Hero's picking out. But yeah, Potsy making a lot of inroads for the Gal now. I think Cal's still sneaking back close speed.
So quiet, it's close and tight. He's just gonna have to get a bit of understeer as he's trying to follow the Haas driver. Yeah. You need about 7/10 a lap on the car ahead to be able to get a clear-cut move. Well, not clear-cut, but a chance of the move, because you gain back so much ERS in a lap that it doesn't matter. I assume these guys will not be pitting, so there's no chance of an undercut as well, because those tyres last forever. Mikko just you can see the understeer he gets, just struggling through that air section, especially through turn 4 and 5. Where we get that change of direction down on that Alpha Tauri.
I don't think his setup is very
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of dirty air, but it still exists, and it can certainly affect you in the wet conditions. Smitty goes a bit deep. This could be an opportunity for Mikko now if he gets good enough traction. Smitty with a little bit of wheel spin, but then he's too far ahead to make a move, you'd assume, into turn 12. Mikko would just have to fall back in line.
Jackson makes a move, late lunge.
And he gets that moved on his teammate. So Ponden does not fight that. And smartly they're not tripping over each other, not getting each other's way, and working together quite well. Jackson might get a chance here to just pull away from this little train that was forming. And it looks like he will. He's got some good traction on those rear sets of tyres. Does Jackson, Artanis. There's Hero, another fastest lap, so really pushing on with it. And Potsy is now within 7/10 and nearing on 6/10 of Big Al, showing the good work that the Red Bull driver is putting in. He's within 6/10 now. really working well on that Mercedes. We could see a move or a fight battle come about soon. Smitty, a bit of a lag spike there. There's Trent, just behind Pondent, around that 5/10 gap. Doing a very good job to maintain that gap throughout this S section. And you'll see all those different lines through turn 8 and 9, or sorry, through turn 8 into 9, I should say. Some decide to go a bit wider on entry, some decide to keep it tight, some decide to go over that inside curb. Depends what you're comfortable with and how you take those previous S corners. You were going to say something?
Oh no, just it's very hard. I see why it's so hard for you guys to overtake, because they get so close in between 1 and 2, and the 3DSs, they just with the dirty air, they drop off so much that by the time they get to the back straight, it's very hard to be close enough to make it.
And it's kind of the same from turn 12 to turn 20. That long triple right, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, tend to see it. Potsy's very, very close to Big Al at the moment. As he's been. I think the...
Side by side.
And they are side by side. Oh, this is very hairy stuff between the two, Ferrari and Mercedes. And the Mercedes looks like he's going to be losing ground here to the Ferrari, but he's going to brave it around the outside of Sandisi. Has to cut the track, and T-Mac has to go off it to avoid the Ferrari. Side by side they still go, as the Ferrari goes deep and pushes T-Mac off the track. I'm not sure how fair that was, but T-Mac still hangs with it. And they're side by side now. Blue with a great view of this. Sandisi will back out of the move, gives the position back to T-Mac. Oh, he's hit the back of him. The Ferrari has misjudged his braking point, and he's hit the back of the Mercedes of T-Mac, and he's seen him spun and potentially with some front wing damage, the left side, the left end plate, and he's dropped behind Bluey. Neither of them were having a great race, and Sandisi's race just got a bit worse as Smitty, next driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. And just news, Pondon and Jackson switch was team orders, so thanks to, I believe, Cameron, also known as Chaz, for letting us know. Tell you what, closest battle on track, Mikau and Smitty, next closest, Potsy and Big Al. The two championship rivals, not next to each other on track, but match each other in battling their opponents. Okay, all the way down in P9, well out of position. We could see a move now. He sets it up well. Smitty a bit of wheel spin. We could see a move here. Smitty shadowing that inside line, making sure Mika doesn't go for it. Okay, we'll have to wait. He's so tight to the back of that Haas. And you can see the understeer. There's another fastest lap for Hero. Big Al comes to pitch. I think he's gone a bit early here. I think he'd have to. And Trent in the pits as well. I think they're all going too early. DRS is not disabled, and the track still looks quite damp, and there still looks like there's wet patches and puddles, little puddles on the track. So I think those three drivers have gone too early. Sandisi obviously makes sense. He's just hit the back of T-Mac. But Big Al and Trin taking a massive risk, trying to see if it pays off. I don't think it will. I think there's too much spray and the track's still too wet, Psycho.
I think they should have waited at least one lap, maybe, because it has stopped raining. I think they should have probably waited one lap before they did that.
Yeah, it stopped raining for the past 2 laps, but there's no real dry line. You can see that the track is a fair bit wet.
Oh, yeah, I'm blue with Big Al. Have a look at him. He's just not going anywhere. So slow.
Yeah, look at him. Just squirming. Oh, you can't even get traction down through turn 10. Then losing the car. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That call.
That was not the right call. And then everyone else followed him there in the same boat. They're absolutely going to struggle and suffer.
Yeah, well, I don't think they should, because you can tell by the track just looking at it, it's not dry enough. It's a free position to Potsy and all those below him. such an interesting call.
Yeah, what's it still the same? The same rules about that work everywhere. After that, you can see everyone else staying out. No one else is taking that gamble.
Well, it's valuable information to the team. Smitty comes in the pits as well. I think he's gone a lap too early.
Yeah, that's not right. Who's winning? Yeah. That gives him
What it does is it also releases pressure off the two Aston Martins, who are having a stellar race so far. T-Mac as well now into points contention. Combined YouTuber, that battle with Trin for P10 in the championship could be extending his lead, as it seems.
Yeah, Big Al's mistake was pretty
And
obvious.
sorry, look, Pacey's just going by Big Al, and Pacey's been nowhere this race. Oh my goodness.
That gap is getting...
Whoa! It's getting very big. 2.5 seconds in the space of 3 corners. And Wahid's coming up to the back of Big Al, has to be careful. Just getting by. You see him nearly lose it. As right now, Pacey going for a move on Smitty. You see all those medium runners just pitting way too early. And even in these mixed conditions, if you're on any dry tyre, you'd want to be on the soft. Staying out a bit longer would probably have been the right call, but decided to risk it, and it hasn't paid off at all.
They've made the mistake now, is they can really fix it. It's not worth hitting again.
They need a safety car. That's what they need.
Wahid getting past me as well. There he goes. Oh,
An easy move.
what have they done? They're losing so much time to the point where even if Bluey was to pit now, he'd come out ahead of them.
He actually would. You're not wrong.
That's how much time they've lost.
Staggering stuff.
They're well and truly completely out of the points.
AMX King, if you would like to join, go to our description below. Go to the About Us section and click on the click here. It's in purple, or click on the Discord picture, and you'll be invited to the Discord server. If you're just joining us, this is Tier 1, Season 7, Round 19. And here are leads, and we've had a start to this race, and it looks like it's getting slightly drier. And you can tell Smitty, Big Al, Trin, San Easy, all pitted for dry tyres, but it is not dry enough yet to switch over and have those dry tyres be faster than the Inters. Mikau though, very close to Pondon. Pond has so much ERS at his disposal. Mikau might try go for Lunchy. He's gaining, he's got the slipstream of the Aston Martin. Wings to the left. And will try and outbrake Pondon as they fight side by side. Mikau will pull ahead at the apex and take P5. Nice little comeback drive from P16 for the AlphaTauri, out of place at the end of quali and the start of the race, and he's found his way back into some decent point scoring position for the defending champion, but it all seems like a little bit too late for him. 39 points of difference in the championship at the moment, and that will extend to 47 at this rate.
Mikau finally getting himself in between those Aston Martins. He's been trying to do that for what feels like the entire race.
And Pondon's done a good job here, because he's created that 5.5 second gap to his teammate, which Mikau has to, pull back in order to get that move done on his teammate. So the Aston Martin's working brilliantly together. Right now, closest battle on track, T-Mac and combined YouTuber, battle for P7 between the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes. They're heading through Sector 1 right now in Turn 2, heading into the S section.
It's to the point now where even Pacey could pit and still come out in front of these medium runners.
I think it's 3 laps away from being the right conditions. Because I can, with my graphic settings, I can start to see a slight dry line forming. Not sure. I think yours are a bit better than mine.
Yeah, there's a slight dry line, but there's still, you can see the guys go around, they're still picking up a ton of spray. There's a lot of There's
a lot of spray. You'd assume that drivers need to be careful. Yellow flags, sector 2. I don't see a car there.
Wahid is slow.
I'm not
but I
sure.
think the sectors, they put it in the wrong area.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I think the timing board's just having a bit of a bug at the moment. I think that's what's happening. Oh, Sandeezy, that's him getting out the way. Bartley, and impeding these drivers in front.
Oh, man. Smitty is losing so much time. He's 28 seconds behind Wahid now, and Big L can't get past him.
Almost impossible, no DRS yet. Psycho, I believe you might still be a tad quiet.
Still?
Yep. According to Co.
Don't know what else I can do about that. Let me try this.
We've got multiple yellow flags. The lobby's playing up a fair bit. Not sure if the timing leaderboard is playing up for you at all, but it's playing up for me.
Okay, it should be a little louder now.
Yeah, I think it is. Smitty has spun.
Yeah, it's playing up for me too. It's not
Alright.
looking good. Saying easy, just got a 10
Fixed
second
itself.
damage.
Yeah, it did, and it's just fixed itself for me. I think it's fixed itself for you. So, Hero. Oh, no, it's spoken too soon. Now it's fixed itself. There we go.
Glad yours is fixed. I've got medium runners in midfield.
Oh no, it's still playing up. Alright, we'll just let it do its thing and try and call what we can. Bluey, a 3-second time penalty. That's his first of the race. Fourth driver to pick up a time penalty. The other three being Smitty, Pacey and Sandeezy, all outside the top 10 at the moment.
Oh, T-Mac is doing what he can to get the combine, nearly smacking out of the back of him through the second sector.
And Bluey's right there with him, so T-Mac in a bit of an Alfa Romeo sandwich, although he's not really feeling the pressure from Bluey behind.
Bluey! He's
Lost it. Just about keeps the car out of the wall, but he will have some raring hot tyres, red hot.
Did Trent
Just come into the pits. No, he has not. Bluey is pitting though, and I think he may come into the come on for some dry tyres, I'd assume, but I still don't think it's the right conditions yet for dry tyres.
Yeah, no, his tyres would be hot, but oh, the game just spat him back out.
Okay, I think he's having a bit of desync. I think that's what might be happening right now.
Oh, he's back in the pits. He's oh my! I'm gonna look at somewhere else. This is good.
All right. You stay in, I'm going to leave the session and rejoin, and we'll see where we go from there.
Great game. Great Masters, great game.
Great game.
Bluey is...
For those who don't know.
Bluey is teleporting between the main straight and the pits. Just repeatedly.
Of course he is. For those that don't know, Tier 3 was not streamed. Reason being we've had Ban, Kunai and Gus, three of our streamers, unable to stream the race. So instead, we missed out on that. We have myself and Psycho here for Tier 1 instead of the usual Kunai and Gus commentary that you'll normally see at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Oh! Shit!
Oh my, I've just seen that.
You saw that?
I've just seen that.
Oh my! He teleported back, and Hero just smacked right into the back of him.
And now the session doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm staring at Hero hit Bluey so hard that it literally broke the game.
Jeez, this game is something else. I can't even get back into the session.
I think that's it. We might have to call the race there.
I'm going to try and get back in, but this is quite ridiculous. Those that missed...
oh, no, hang on. Is this that glitch where if someone retires, the spectators both DC?
I don't know. I can't join the session though, so...
Yeah, I'm on a loading screen myself.
And
Also,
yeah, so we did have a stream for tier 3, and if you missed that, then there's a couple of issues in there. And I was on the back of one. If you're in the Discord, go to tier 3 race videos chat, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen
But
that footage yet, but you sound very upset about it.
I was quite upset about it because it was not a great. It wasn't great. The game should not be doing what it did.
I think my game's like in a loop cycle. I might have to just completely close everything.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot. I'm gonna check what's happening. Bear with us, chat, and all the viewers that are still watching. But we're having a lot of issues right now with the lobby.
Can I make us a new graphic for that we can throw on that says having technical difficulties?
Yeah, you almost need one with how much it happens in this game. I'll almost do a quick restart of the game, but I think this lobby is broken and we might not be able to get back in here. Apologies to all our viewers, but we'll just to test it one more time and let you know how it goes.
I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying to open that up again now. Oh man, Hero, poor guy. You know what that's done though? Like, Potsy's sitting back, maintaining his position, not being able to really move forward. Big Al completely in the mud for getting on the tyres too early. Phoebus spun, Hero died, so I believe Potsy will be P1 now. Oh, this game. Okay.
This game.
Let's see if I can even get to the menu.
I think it's working better now.
Are you back in?
Well, we're about to find out. I'll try and call this. You guys will have a little bit of a radio call at the moment. No, can't get back in, so that will be it for the night. For at least tier 1.
Let me
give it a shot. But
see if I can get back in, maybe. Spectate. How far did you get before it bailed out on
no, I saw an onboard with a car for a split second, then it kicked me out.
Okay, I'm loading in now. Oh. Same thing. Nah.
Same thing. Alright. So, sorry, ladies and gents that are watching us, but we will have to end the tier 1 stream there. Technical difficulties will be ending it, but we will be back in 25 minutes for tier 2, so stream will end there. Go take a break, do something for those 25 minutes, and myself and Mika will be back to all that tier 2 race.
Yep, sorry guys, see you next time.